So I have a question for you. When was the first time you had like a really bad experience with alcohol? Let me put this closer to me. Sorry, moving mic. A really bad experience with alcohol, like your first one though, because I know we probably have a lot. I can tell you mine. I just looked at the time and it says 1:51. Bacardi, 1:51. Let me tell you the story. So I was in high school and I was trying to be cool. This is why you don't try to be cool. This is why you don't try to be cool. So I was in high school and it was probably like my junior year, and I had moved to a different part of town in Glendale where I grew up. And it was this summer I was hanging out with like these girls that lived around where I had just moved. We're in summer school, and we had ditched summer school and we went to a movie theater. So it was myself, this girl Liz, and this guy named Early. Side note, Early is his real name. Like, it's not a nickname. Like, his mom named him Early. Funny thing is, at our high school, he wasn't the only Early. There was two Earlys in our high school, and they both were legit named that by their parents. They were both in the same grade. One was Little Early, one was Big Early, because of their height, not age or anything. The second Early, Little Early, his name wasn't spelled like the word. His name was spelled Erly. Matter of fact, okay, I have a story that I'm going to tell you after I tell you this story, now that that thought popped into my head, because I have to say it now that I thought it. But first, this story about me getting stupid drunk. Ugh, Bacardi. We went to the movie theater, and they had put, like, one of us took the rum in our backpack. And we got the cup, the soda cup, and they filled it up with Coke, and they put Bacardi in it too. So we go to the last row, and now Liz and Early had a thing. Like, they were together. From what I knew, like, they had their thing. They had on and offs and crazy drama within the relationship, but they had the relationship. And I was there just trying to be cool. And so I drank it, and I was drunk. I don't even remember what movie we went to go see. But like midway through the movie, Liz had to dip for some reason. So she dips, and I'm there really, really drunk. Like, not even buzzed. I was really drunk. And I'm not about that life, especially in school. I was more of a square than like a wild girl. Like, I'm super nerd, very social. Like, I could go within any kind of group in the school and I could get along with people, but I was more sheltered than most people were. So I wasn't like into the ditch party life. I wasn't into the like, let's drink, let's fuck around, like let's do like the side stuff. I wasn't into that. But this summer I tried, because I try to be cool. Do not try to be cool. So I tried to do that, and I was super drunk. And Early did what any guy would do at that age when he has a girl next to him. He was like trying to holler, and I was like pushing him off. Like, I was like he was trying to like kiss me or touch me, and I was like, yo, bro, right now I'm dealing with this me being drunk right now. Like, I can't see straight. So I said no. I think he took the hint. I really don't remember. I think he took the hint, which any guy should take the hint if they're not like a big old dick hole. But oh, I just pictured a big dick hole. Ew. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But yeah, unless you're really a scumbag, you're gonna, if your advances aren't being accepted or welcomed, you're gonna move on. But there was a point, I guess, like, I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And I went to the bathroom and I sat in the stall, and literally everything was spinning. Like, all of life was spinning. And I couldn't, like, I didn't know what to do with, I thought the end of the world was coming. So I took a nap. I took a nap in the bathroom stall, and I don't know what woke me, and I don't know when I got awakened, but I wake up, and I know, like, I'm like stumbling. I wonder if people, if you're listening to me, and if you work, or have ever worked, or if you know somebody that works in a, whoa, a lot of commotions going on. Hold on one second. Let me answer this, and then I'll get back to you on both ends. Ah! Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Okay, yeah. So if you've worked or you know someone that works or you currently work at a movie theater, can you tell when someone's drunk or like someone's ditching? Tell me about that. Let me know on Twitter at Letty, Letty. I would really like to know about that. Because sometimes people feel like they're playing it off and they're not really playing it off. But okay, so I got out of the bathroom and I was stumbling or like swaying. And then I get back to the movie theater that we were, like the screen room. And it's like it's a whole nother movie playing. But I don't know, like I still go up to where we sat and the dude, like Early's not even there. And I just sit down because my head is still spinning, like I'm still drunk. And someone comes up, like one of the workers comes up and he's like, hey, like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And it's like, I thought I was playing it off. I don't know if I slurred when I said, yeah, I'm okay. But as soon as he left, like something in me is like, run. He's probably going to call security. He's probably going to call the cops, whatever. Just get out of here. And so I walked home drunkenly, fell asleep, and that was the end of that. But I hated Bacardi 151 ever since then. It was probably like, it was my first and last time drinking that. Hanging out with those girls didn't really work out too well with me either. I just stopped trying to be cool, and they were like, hey, you're not trying to be cool with us. So that's how that went. The other story I wanted to tell was about Early, because I know I did mention Early, this guy, the one that was at the movie theater. His name's spelled correctly, like the word Early. And then there was Little Early, who was the short guy. His name is spelled Erly. This guy tried to downplay it as fuck when I talked about him the first time. But this came into my head and I'm like, dude, I have to share it. This was like my first love. My high school sweetheart. He was a year older than I was. He was like in a grade above me. But he was my guy. It's funny because I was talking to a DJ that works with me here. His name is Dre Sinatra. I talked to him about if he's ever been in love. And he told me about this time where he was at a club and he saw a girl and it was like a movie. Like she walked by and her hair was in the wind and like all time stopped and he could only think of it like time slowed down. He's like, it was legit like a movie. And that happened with this dude. Like that happened with Early. It was like during passing periods, like from one class to the next class. And I was walking to class and I had turned around or I had looked straight. I just know I was looking in a direction and he was wearing a baseball cap and he had turned to the side. And when he turned to the side, like he was like laughing and it was like in the movies, like when they're doing like the shot of when the girl first sees the guy and he's turning around and he's smiling and she's just like watching him, or like if it happens to the girl or instead of it being a dude. I remember that moment and I just looked at him and I had never seen him before. Like to me, I had never seen this kid in my high school ever before. He was always there. It was just this day he stood out. And it's funny because in Lauryn Hill's Miseducation, in between the songs, it's like skits of a classroom, and the teacher's asking the students different questions about love, and he asked them like, "What does it mean to be in love?" Or one of the questions, and then one of the girl was like, it's just one day you just look at them and it's just different, like they just stand out. They're just different than everybody else. Like I don't know if she said they shine or they glow or like it's them and then the rest of the world. Like they stand out. And that's what love is. That fits perfectly to that day. Like I saw him and it was just like if everybody else was in watercolor, like blurred, because it was just him. I just admired him. Automatic, smitten, like love at first sight, whatever. Turns out one of my friends had also seen him and she wanted me to hook her up with him. And we used to like pass letters to each other. And she told me like, I like this guy. This is the dude. Here's how he looks or whatever. And I had found out like, oh, that's the guy named Early. And she had wrote a letter to him and she like wanted me to give it to him. I don't know why I was the messenger. But before I gave him that letter that she gave me, I remember I was at my locker. And so I went to the same high school as my sister, who's 2 years older than me. So she's 2 grades older than I am. So in, I was in ninth grade. Like it was the end of my ninth grade year. And my sister was in her junior year. She was in 11th grade. And I had my locker, like, so here was one set of lockers and here was another one. And there was like a hallway, kind of like a gap. And so I had my locker on this side, and then my sister and her friends all had their lockers on this side. One of my sister's friends named Christy, like I was in my locker, I was like in my thing. She had came up to me after and she's like, Letty, like this guy was just staring at you, like just watching you in your locker. Do you know him? And I was like, no, who did that? That's fucking weird. And she pointed at him, and it was the dude that I had seen and I thought was like gorgeous. It was that dude. I was like, that's weird that he would look at me back. So that was a moment. Then my friend tells me, like, she likes this dude, and his name is Early, and, like, if I can get the letter to him. So I do that. I don't know how I saw him, but I went up to him, and I gave him the letter from my friend. And I think he wrote her back, like, thank you, but, because she wrote him a letter, and then I gave it to him, and then he's like, okay. And then I had seen him again, and he's like, hey, I have the letter back to your friend. Meet me right here during whatever period. Like, and I got out of class during that period, and I met up with him, and he gave me the letter for her. And he's like, here's the letter for your friend. And I was like, all right, thanks. And as I'm walking away, he's like, wait, here's the letter for you. And that, like, started it all. Like, it was, I don't even remember what the letter was, but he, like, in the letter to her, he was like, thank you, I'm just not interested. I really think your friend is cute, and I'm gonna write her. Like, he was letting her know what he was about to do. And my friend was like, she wasn't like, it was just kind of like the flavor of the week. Like, this is the guy I think is cute this week, so here, send him a letter. So she wasn't even mad about it. She was just like, oh, I think another guy's cute. So, this is an awkward way to stand. I think I'm trying to, like, hold on. Okay, so he sent me a letter, and then we talked, and we got to know each other, and we got together. I remember it was close to summer. Like, it was the end of my freshman year. So summer school was all about, like, I remember we're like talking, and then like the school semester was over, and he was telling me how he's like, hey, so we can't talk, we're not going to see each other. And I was like, okay, well, have a great summer. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, this was new to me. And during the summer, he enrolled in, by the way, I love summer school. I love summer school, like, not even because, like, I needed it. Like I said, I was a hella nerd. But the way I saw summer school was, if I go to summer school and take a math class, I can finish this math class in 2 months rather than taking this math class during the year. I could just finish it. Like, to me, when it's like compressed and given to me fast, rather than one day we're going to learn this section, the other day, like, if it's given to me really fast, I learn it better. So summer school was the best for me. Whatever I took, like, I passed. So that's why I liked it. But he enrolled himself in summer school, which is going to come back and bite us in the ass in a second. But he enrolled himself in summer school, and we hung out during the summer. We ended up being together. He was my high school sweetheart. We were together junior year, like sophomore year, my junior year when he was a senior. And the summer before his senior year, so the summer before my junior year, he summer school again. And a friend of mine, like a younger girl that I really fucked with, like, is going to get complicated. Okay, so let's say, again, he's a senior, he's 1 grade older than me, I'm a junior, and there was a girl that was a sophomore that, like, I just fucked with. Like, since I was in middle school and she was 1 grade younger than me, like, we were just homies. Like, I really liked this girl. Like, it's that whole, she's my little sister, or she's, like, They took a summer school class together. And the next year, when he's a senior and I'm a junior, he went to the mall with this girl that is like known to like gossip. He went to the mall with her, and when they like the next day, she came up to me and she was like, "Oh my god, guess what? Early and Erica hooked up." Erica was the girl. And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Yeah, Early and Erica got to get like they hooked up, like he cheated on you." And I was like, well, "No." She's like, "Yeah, he said that after a summer school class, he and her hooked up, and they like always tell each other like don't say anything, and like the like it's their inside joke." And I was like so sick. Like this is the first heartbreak I've ever had. So she told me that, and then I went up to both of them, and I was like, what the like, clearly losing it. Because here was a girl that I could consider my best friend, a really good friend, and my boyfriend. That I would never, like, I just didn't think that was possible. I didn't think it would happen. Not with him. And it happened. And they both denied it. And they were like, whoever told you that is lying, and it didn't happen. They made me feel very crazy. Like, they made me feel like I was whack. I didn't talk to Erica after that. I didn't talk to him after that. But Erica was kind of going around saying like, yeah, she's over exaggerating. It didn't happen. Like, she's crazy. And I started kind of feeling that like, damn, did I fuck up? Did I trust the wrong girl? Did she make that up? But then like a couple days after that, he wrote me a letter admitting it. Like, he's like, I think something in the back of my mind was telling me that he wanted me to know, because he wouldn't have told this girl that he never even talks to. He wouldn't have told her, especially knowing like she's known to gossip. Like, it was like people in the school knew like this girl would gossip. So he wouldn't have told her had he not like already, like, if had he wanted to keep it a secret. So she comes up to me and she tells me, I find out and they deny it, and then he writes me a letter admitting it. And the first thing I do was go up to Erica. And I went up to her, like, because she made me feel like shit. Like, she legit made me feel like, how dare I do this to her? Like, how dare I even think she would do this? So it was her and her older sister that I like went up to, and I wanted her older sister, like her older sister was there, like her older sister was making me feel bad, like, why would you do that to Erica? She loves you. That's fucked up. And I was like, look, Erica's lying. Like, she did, like, Early just admitted it to me. The older sister read the letter. She's like, Erica, why would you lie? Erica looks at me and she's like, well, what? You want me to say sorry? Get over it. Whew. Okay, when she did this, I like blackout. Like, I was just like, go, fight mode. And for the simple fact, not like, oh, because I got cheated on, because to me, like, I love both these people. I loved him, I loved her, but because like you're coming at me like you're not even apologetic about it, like I'm coming to you like, bro, like, what the fuck? And you're like, get over it. The fuck? Get over it. There was some stairs. I threw her down the fucking stairs. I went down the stairs. I just threw her, and I went on top of her, and I'm just fucking her up. Early, like, in the side of my ear, like, I hear him, and he's like, yeah, babe, fuck her up. And like, I managed to turn around, look at him, like, fuck you too. Like, I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting because this bitch came at me like, yo, I'm not sorry. I hit her, it like stops or whatever. Apparently she like blacked out, and I like scarred her like by her nose and her, like, in between her nose and her eye. Like, oh gosh. So that's my story on on Early. That's what I thought when I was telling you the previous story, and I was like, oh, Early, I have to explain this fool in my life, because I can't just say, oh, there's one Early and another Early. Like, no, there's one Early, and then there was a dude I was in love with. Granted, to this day, like, we'll contact each other every now and then. Like, it just so happened, like, afterwards, I moved out of that city, and I didn't want to be around him, and I wanted to get over him as much as possible. So, and then we would just catch up with each other every few years and just talk or whatever. I think it's always in my mind that he was the one for me, if there was the one to even put on one specific person. But then that happened and it fucked shit up. So that's early. And that's my Bacardi 151 story. Neither of which I wrote down. Like, this is what I have a paper right here of all the stuff I wrote down to talk about. None of that is on it. I did want to talk about, like, this is my first point, what a difference a year makes. And I say that because a year ago, like even today, a year ago today, I was in a real, like, you could say like a low point in my life. I had got let go from a station that I worked at that I thought like was the pinnacle of success in radio. I got let go from there. So I felt like when you get let go, you kind of feel like, okay, what's wrong with me? Or I don't belong. It tests your faith in yourself. It tests your faith in your career, who you thought you were gonna be. Especially like to me, if the hip hop station in LA let me go, like where do I even belong? So I had that going on. On Halloween last year, I had totaled my Beamer, and at that point in time, like it was half my fault, half the other person's fault. So at that point in time, like I was going through that. Had just got let go. I had that happen to me, and it was a lot to take in, right? This week last year, and that's why I say like what a difference a year makes, because it's a low point. A lot of us have low points, and we have low points that it's like, yo, how the fuck am I gonna get out of this one? But during this week is when I get like the call from J. Cole's camp, and they're like, hey, we're gonna announce the album, and then we're gonna go on the road. And they were just telling me like their plan. It's funny because I had the text, like I was literally looking at the text from Ibrahim, Cole's partner, about when, like, he's like, hey, just FYI, on the 15th, we're going to fly you out to Boston. Is that cool with you? And I'm like, yeah. So it was this week that all of that happened. And we come to this year, like this moment in time right now. You could not tell me in that moment last year when I was going through everything, when it's like, yo, how the hell am I going to get out of this one? How am I going to even get better? Like, how is it even gonna, like, how am I gonna come back from it? That this is where I'd be right now. But it's all, and it's funny because while I was at the other station and while I was working on the other show that I was working on, I always had a sense of like, yo, I started not to like work. And it's so important to like the work that you do. It's so important. But I had got to the point where I'm like, yo, I have so much to offer you guys. And you're making me like super small. You're not letting me even give you an ounce of what I want to give you and what I can. And I just really started to not like work. It then became, what am I giving up in order to have this position? Like, I'm living my dream at what cost? Because that was what I wanted to be. That's where I wanted to be. That's position everything. That is what I wanted in my life. And I had it. And it's like, but at what cost, right? That was happening prior. And I remember I had wrote a blog post on my website about how, like, even just image wise, and how I didn't want to be the girl that was like hot and nothing else. I didn't want to be the girl that was promiscuous when I really wasn't. But because I thought that it's what was necessary in order to get the attention / respect that I wanted. And so that was going on, right? And I was just always like, yo, when is this going to stop? Like, when am I going to be able to really be who I am? And I feel like I brought that on, like, my intention of like, okay, what can happen? Like, how can I get out of this but still be me? And the universe is like, all right, that's what you want? Here's the like, here we go. First of all, we gotta take what you own from you, or take whatever you have, your situation. If you want a better situation, you gotta relieve yourself of this situation, or the universe is going to relieve yourself of the situation that you're currently in. You don't see it in that moment. In that moment, I'm just like, what the fuck? I just got fired. I gave my all. I did this. I did that. Like, come on. And it's like, you don't see that look, baby girl. Like, let it pan out. Just have faith in yourself and let it pan out. That happened literally beginning of October. End of October, October 31st, Halloween, my car gets totaled. A couple days later, I get the call from Eve, like, yo, we're doing, and granted, like, that couldn't even have been like something apart. Like, there wasn't any openings for jobs to go with J. Cole, or there wasn't to go on tour with them. There wasn't a position to you'd even think was there. It literally appeared out of thin air. And it's like, had I gotten let go months before, I probably would have had a job already. Had I got let go a week after, that whatever they were trying to fill probably wouldn't have worked out for me. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that I got let go at this particular time, then this happened and they hit me and they're like, yo, this is what we want to do. And I said yes. Like, it was way too calculated divinely to just be a coincidence of life. Like, They call me. They're like, no one even knew about the album. I couldn't even know about the album having come out. They're like, look, we're going to announce this day. Then we're going to go on the road. We want you to go on the road with us. And you can be like the fly on the wall for fans to us. And then you can be what we want people to know. Like, you can just be that messenger, that vessel, so to speak, to and fro social media to fans to us, to fans to us, and to what we're doing. I couldn't have predicted that. Nothing. But that happened. And after that was over, like, end of the year. That was over the end of the year. Then January. Okay, January comes. All right, I really need to figure out where I'm going to go. I need to understand, like what my options are. Really understand that to be let go from a station in LA, and as known as the station I got let go from is, it's very hard to come back from that. Or people were like, well, why did you get let go? Well, what happened? Well, what did you do? Well, they don't let go people that are good. So it was really, really hard to get another job. Granted, there were options. There was a lot of, like, there was many, off of talent and off of skill, there was many stations that wanted me to be a part of their station. But everything came with its own sacrifice. At that moment in time, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to look at the options, weigh out the options, see where I can go from here. And then all of a sudden, like, there's, like, whispers of a new station. And in my head, I'm like, literally, I remember having this conversation with my friend Tito. And I'm like, you know what's crazy? It's like, because I would apply to stations and they'd call me back and they're like, you're so good, but, like, you're too hip-hop. Like, we're more of a pop-leaning station. I was too hip-hop for the pop stations. And when it came to LA, I was too passionate for the hip hop station. Like, I didn't belong. I legit did not feel like I belonged anywhere. Like, and it just came to the point, like, do I even belong in this industry? Do I even belong in radio, period? And so whispers of the station come about, and then then it starts getting more and more real, like a press release. Then then they took Big Boy. Then it's like the next week the station launches. So the station launches in February. And anybody who wants to be a part of the station already, I'm knowing, like, but to me, it's just like, yo, this would be the best, like, this just dream situation that could come true would be to be here. To be a part of. It's funny because there was an option for me to go to a radio station that was about to start up in another city, and I was like, wow, like, that'd be so dope to, like, found a station, to, like, be one of the first DJs at this new station. That way you can create the lifestyle and the atmosphere, and you are pivotal, you're vital to the birth and the rise of a station. That's huge. To me, I'm all about movement. So that's a huge movement in itself. And so this station popped up in LA, and I'm like, dude, this would be the perfect fucking situation. And they had brought Big in, and I had spoken to Big, and him and I had our own, like, issues that we had to resolve, because it was from his show that I got let go. So we met up, we talked, and he was just like, besides anything that was said or could be said or could have been misinterpreted, like, your skill set is, I can't make someone else like how you are. Like, you can't be redone, I guess. That makes, so he recommended me amongst other people to the news station's program director, which is the boss at a radio station. The boss that's taking care of the talent that goes on air, like the personalities and stuff. So I meet with the program director, and even he's like has hesitations because he knows, like, okay, well, why did she get let go? Okay, so what happened here? Okay, so what did she say in this and whatever. So even he had hesitation and reservations about it, and I didn't get a call back for a long time. I'm seeing people like announce that they're now working there, and it's just like, I can only be happy for them. At that point in time was when I'm thinking like, yo, do I belong in this? Because I'm giving it my all and I'm giving it all of my faith. I just don't understand. Like, so my PD hits me back. He gave me the shot and I did the best with it. And now, and he gave me like a shot on air overnights for like one shift on the weekend. And now I do nights in Los Angeles. I am the hip hop head. Like, I get to be how I am. I get to talk under my own name like I always wanted to. I get to talk about hip hop, be fun, be energetic, be who I am. I'm put on in a station in Las Vegas where I do nights there too. It's just, I am the person that I was wishing I could have been last year before I got let go. Like, last year before I got let go, I was like, yo, I just wish that like I could have that where I can really just be me and express myself and let my ideas go and just talk about the music and that be okay. Like, it'd be okay that I want to talk hip hop. It'd be okay that I'm silly and goofy. I just want that. 1 year later, that's what I'm doing. A year makes so much of a difference, especially when you're like at your lows. I don't want to be like rock bottom, all the way you can go is up or whatever, but when you're there, it's so easy to stay there because sometimes people don't even go up a little. Sometimes people accept the bottom. And you don't need to. Like, you really don't need to. Well, if you know that you're deserving of more, or that you have the heart for more, or the passion for more, or the skill set for more, when you're at the bottom, that should be the moment that those things drive you to become that person, that flower that bloomed, that rose above. But it again, it's all like in what you do with those moments. In those moments, I had key people, and like the phone call from Cole, like I feel like it was all divine. Like the phone call from Cole, and before I got into this news station, my friend Jen, I was never a church person. I grew up Catholic, but to me, like, catechism and like going to church was a chore. Like, you never wanted to go to church on Sunday. As a kid, I didn't personally. And when I was there, nothing spoke to me. It was just like orders, like stand up, kneel, sit down, shake someone's hand, eat this sacrament. Like, and I just knew, like, when I got the bread, that we're 15 minutes away from being out and eating, like going to eat something. So it was never like it was just, you're a kid, your mind's everywhere. And I think that stayed with me, where I didn't have a connection. And I would always hear like, your religion should give you that connection with God. Whatever you become, it should be the closest to God that you feel. And I never felt like that being Catholic. I don't know what I am. I'm probably not anything. But my friend Jen, she was like, hey, come with me to this service. And she'd been asking, like she'd asked way before, and I never went. But she asked me, and I went with her one day. And the day that I went with her, this girl that was the woman that was talking, she was the wife of the pastor of the church, and she was talking, and she was 14 when she had her child, and she was speaking on not necessarily her story, but speaking on something that spoke to me. And I had never felt church the way I felt it that day. I've felt God before, but it was as if like it was right in front of me. and it was surging through all of me. I cried that day, and I since have gone. Well, I'm on air on Sundays, so I stream my church. But I went after that and after that and after that, and I feel like it was just it was everything. So I feel like all those things came into place before this new me this year. So I had to get let go to become what I needed to become. Oh my God. I had to, and there's something else I need to tell you. So I got let go, and then 3 weeks later, I get the call to go on the road with Cole and just do this. They had done it. They're the first of whatever it was to do it. So I was the first of whatever I was to do it. And then the year comes to an end. Also, what I was doing before the Cole thing happened, I was like, I'm going to do my calendar. I've always wanted to do my calendar. I've always wanted to do a calendar where I had the idea, like, what if I flip rap lyrics? Like, I'm such a hip hop head, like, and I pay attention to lyrics so much, and I love when lyrics paint a picture. It's like, what if I do a calendar where, like, I flip a rap lyric and I'm in the picture, and I call it rhyme capture? But I always wanted to do it. Something kept stopping me from doing it during my stay at the other station. As soon as I got let go, I was like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing with the rest of the year. It's a go. Like, this is the push that I needed. Had I not gotten let go, I still wouldn't have been doing this calendar. So I get let go and I start doing the stuff for my calendar. Then Cole asked me, like, to go on the road with him. It's an opportunity I couldn't say no to. So what I did with that calendar is literally, I came back home the 23rd of November because that's my birthday. So I came back literally for 1 or 2 days. I shot a bunch of shit for the calendar then. And then, like, I think we came back again for the concert in December. And I shot a bunch of stuff there. Literally made it in those two visits to LA. 12 shoots, 12 months of shoots. And it came out amazing. Like, those shoots came out great. So had I not done that, had I not gotten let go, that wouldn't have even come to fruition. So that comes to fruition. It's January, and my friend Jen gets me into church, and I'm full-fledged, like, in it. Like when your life is changed by God, your life is changed, and you can't unchange it, and you don't want to unchange it. Like, you take it, you go where it leads you, and it led me to this new station. And since then, it's been progress. It's been coming to the new station and not being afraid to prove yourself. To be like, yeah, I was on in mornings in LA. I'll take this overnight shift. I'll take this weekend shift, and I'll prove to you that I deserve it full time. And I did that. And then I've come to now this point in my career, a year later from that, where everything just panned out. So, say all that to say, a year makes a hell of a difference. And there's so many times where we get discouraged in our current state of being, or our current situation or position isn't what we need. But know that we're so in charge of, like, the outcome too. Your intention is so incredibly important. And like let's say, like, the universe is sitting down with you and asking you, what do you want? And you're telling the universe what you want by your intention, by your thoughts, like, by your, like my intention was like, damn, I need to get out of here. Like, when I was at the other side, I need to get out of here. I need to, like, what I'm doing here is not what I know that I should be doing. It's not what I got in this for. Like, how can I become who I really am? How can I separate myself? How can I individualize me? How can I really be who I know I want to present to the world? When you say that, and I'm intending, and I'm anxious, and I'm like, there's an urgency in me for what's next, the universe is gonna be like, okay, that's what you want. Poof. But it's not gonna come like in like a bouquet of flowers at your door. Oh no, honey. You're gonna have to set the new ground. You're gonna have to plant up that new freaking seed, and it's gonna have to grow on its own. And that's where you're gonna get that bouquet. You're gonna get a whole rose bush. If you really intend right, it's gonna happen for you. So I needed to say that because it's been a year. And, pivotal moments within that. So my friend Jen taking me to church is one of those pivotal moments. Before all of that, when I got let go, I went on Twitter and I was just like, I no longer work at the station. And I got a phone call from Charlemagne. And he told me something I needed to hear at that time. And more so than, because he said, like, yo, you're not in radio if you haven't been fired. I've been fired 4 times. like literally look at where I'm at, look at my story. Um but he was talking to me more so from the position of somebody who's worked under somebody else, under a star. He worked under Wendy and I worked under Big. And what he told me was so important for me to hear at that very moment in time, because I didn't feel like anyone understood me. Sometimes somebody just needs to talk to you to let you know you're understood. Like, it's not that they gave you advice. It's not that they figured out the key to get out of this situation. It's just that they helped you feel like you're not alone. But he told me about working under somebody. He's like, that's just the thing with working under someone and their stars, is sometimes we become so focused on now their dreams, their goals, their focus, their vision, that we lose sight of who we are. We lose sight. Our vision gets blurred. Our dreams start to fade away. And we get so caught up under like helping them progress. What are we progressing? Or what's going on with us? And then it might be the removal of that helps you become who you are. In that moment, I hadn't cried for losing my job until that moment when he told me that. Working under somebody could keep you from your own vision, your own castle. You're too busy building somebody else's castle that you don't even get to start on yours. And it's not that you're bad for that. Like, you become a part of a show. And you could be doing whatever in regular life. You become a part of a company. You become a part of a group, and your vision wavers then, because you can't focus on your individual dream or vision. You have to focus on for the whole group, or for everybody else, or for one other specific person. And just to know that I was understood in that sense. And what I was feeling back then, I was feeling like, man, like, I know what I wanted for myself, and like, this doesn't feel like it. But granted, and so basically, he provided that. He provided that understanding that I didn't feel like I had. And I had understanding from like the best dude in it. So it was like, okay, like I needed that reassurance. And then the Ibrahim thing comes in, Cole's partner. And the reason, it's funny because in hip hop or in radio, sometimes stations feel like they've made you, and if they let you go, then you're done. Like, ain't nobody gonna fuck with you, because they only fuck with you through your affiliations. They only fuck with you because of your position here at our station. A lot of the times that can be true, but the fact that it wasn't in this case was also great to me. So tell me what J. Cole likes. So tell me how J. Cole is. So tell me this. It was more so like, yo, I like just how I would interview anyone that I'm a fan of. Like, I love this part about your album. Tell me about this lyric. Or, dude, when you said this, it was just a conversation about music and just about their crew in general. And he's like, you get it. We want you in because you get it. And it's like, it wasn't even because of who I worked for. It was because of what I did with my work. How I worked, that got me into that position. It was like, a lot of people were like, how did you get that? Or tell me how to be like you. I can't tell you how to be like me. You shouldn't want to be like me. You should want to be like you. The way to get these things is to be like you. Like, be like, literally, what does your heart beat for? As metaphorically as that can sound, what do you feel fulfilled doing? And then, what do you want to be known as? Like, what do you want your identity to be? Who is you? Really, who is you? Who is that person inside you that you want to shine? What parts of you, or what like, how do you want to be perceived? And be that. And you know what? I've been in it where I had to, for a job, act a certain way or be a certain way, and it didn't feel like me, and to not feel like yourself doing supposedly what you love, to not feel happy fucking fucks you up. So then to be yourself, whether you get a raise or whether you stay at your own pace, or whether like nothing changes for you, at least you're yourself. You're doing it from and for and by being you, not on any other sort of level or anything you had to give up in order to gain. It's all your wants and your true and your authentic needs and stuff. So, okay, so that's my what a difference a year makes speech, because it means a lot to me that you know that it happened in a year, and it can happen for you in a year. But it's all dependent on your willpower. It's all dependent on your mental. Literally, it's dependent on in here. It's not dependent on the outside situations. We think it is. We think it's money. We think it's like who we are or like what we're surrounded by. We think all of that. But look at what you're doing. You're thinking that. So because you make that a restriction, it becomes a restriction. If you don't let it become a restriction, if you're not saying it is, then it won't be. Crazy, but it's so real. I promise you that. Okay. Now, my second point. We're like hella into this podcast, by the way. My bad. I know it's a long podcast, but second point is Don Illuminati 7-Day Theory. Yesterday, 19 years that it dropped. Pac wasn't alive to even see it, hear it, or feel it be embraced by hip hop, but it has some of his most embraced records, like To Live and Die in LA. To Live and Die in LA is off of this album. Hail Mary, which was one of my favorites from the beginning from Pac, was off of this album. Me and My Girlfriend is off of this album. Oh, Toss It Up. Fuck yeah, Toss It Up. Oh, that was one of my favorites. Casey and JoJo on that. Amazing. But yeah, that Pac didn't even get to really see that happen. How big is that? How big is To Live and Die in LA alone? Bomb First is on that album. Toss It Up was a fun record. Me and My Girlfriend still gets sampled and like redone by people. Hail Mary by far. I love Hail Mary. Oh my God. So there was a Twitter question. Somebody asked me who I would want Tupac to collab with today, if he was still alive or if he could collab with somebody. And I'm not going to say Kendrick because that's the go-to. But I heard a Tupac's, like I heard Hail Mary today, earlier. I heard Hail Mary, and right after it I heard Bobby Shmurda, Hot Boy. It just hit me like, damn, they would make a really good record together. And just the way that Hot Boy like was hit you hard. It was right after Hail Mary. So like Pac was on that same front, that, and then Bobby came in and it just fit. And I'm like, dude, that would be insane if like they had a song together. Before I was even asked this question on Twitter, I need to find who asked me this. Hold on. Armanti_Sparks, which rapper of today would you want to hear Pac collab with? That was his question, and that's what I would think. So like a Bobby would be dope. I would also want to see Pac do something with J-Rock. I think Jay has like that sound. It's a, I don't want to call it bass, but it's a strength. It's a projection that I think him and Pac both had. By the way, J-Rock's album, I will say you need to listen to again and again until you do listen to it. If you haven't, if you start, this is my favorite. I'll start the album on the second song, which is Easy Bake with Kendrick, and I'll let it go. And I love hearing the next two songs, like the way that Easy Bake goes into Gumbo, goes into Wanna Ride featuring Isaiah Rashad. The way that's mixed together, or however it's sequenced together, is perfect. Like that was the perfect sequencing of those three songs. And I would want, if you listen to any three songs from that album, I would want you to listen to those right after the other. Easy Bake, Gumbo, Wanna Ride, and just feel it. I love listening to that all the time. Okay, so I was thinking about happiness. And it's funny, it's stupid to think about happiness and answers to happiness, and I'm not going to be that person. But I will provide a study that someone found, that when we're the most happy is when we're present in a moment. Like right now you're listening to me. What else are you thinking about? What is on your mind? A lot of the times the thing that's on your mind is stressing you out, or it's making you feel away. Yet it's probably not even real. We make these situations in our mind. We stress, we like conclude, we analyze, but in those moments is when we lose present happiness. And happiness is in the present. Like, happiness is legit here. There was a study that people are 40% more happy when they are living in the moment. Whether they're driving, whether they're talking to somebody, whether they're eating, when they're actually able to, and it's hard to say live in the moment, but this is what I do. So it's like, let's say I'm eating, just remove whatever thought you have. Like, if I'm thinking about, like, oh, my dude or my mom, or like what's going on, it's like, remove that. Take that second to be like, I'm here right now. This air smells so, or feels so good in my lungs. This food is great. This water is refreshing. And you'll feel more happy. Like, it's weird because they've legit tested people's happiness. They've metered it or whatever. And they found that when you are doing stuff like that, you can become more happy with whatever goes on. And in those moments where you're not thinking about what goes on later, you're not giving it power. Like, we just talked about how that thought of whatever restriction you're going to give yourself is all in your head. You're giving yourself less moments to give yourself restrictions, or to think about the stress, or to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're giving yourself less of that time by being in this moment, therefore enjoying this moment, therefore not creating crazy moments later that are probably just in your head to begin with. So I'll get the full-on detailed study for next time, but literally that was my note. And I wanted to make sure to tell you that. To even just try that. Because if it's 40%, that's a huge number of you being more happy if you're in this moment right now. Like, if you are dry or whatever you're doing, just take the time to just like listen to my voice, or to enjoy whatever view you have around you. Whether it's the view of your car, your bedroom, your workplace, the gym, enjoy it. Find something to appreciate within it. Appreciate yourself. And that feels so much better than thinking about whatever the heck could be stressing you out. That's not even in your present. That's not even around you. It's time to go. Oh, I have a joke. Remember, I had jokes before. I have a joke that other people don't laugh at, but you're my homie and you'll laugh at it. Why couldn't the bike stand on its own? Because it was too tired. Ah! Two tires. Too tired. Bye.